Assalamualaikum and very good morning to our lecturer and our classmates. Today our group will present about the fertility tourism. Now what is the fertility tourism? Fertility tourism can be defined as reproductive tourism, whereas people traveling to other countries to seek the fertility treatment due to lack of expertise and equipment in their country or due to the restricted and forbidden law. The person can be considered as having fertility difficulty, whereby they are incapable of having a genuine pregnancy after 12 months of intercourse attempts. There are a few types in fertility tourism, such as in vitro fertilization (IVF), artificial insemination by a donor, and surrogacy. These three methods are commonly used in fertility treatment, but each country might use one or more methods for this treatment, depends on their resources and demands. Single parents, couples with infertility problems, first-time mothers, and LGBT communities are most likely to consider these treatments. I will explain the IVF treatment first. So IVF treatment is a procedure of fertilization whereby an egg and sperm are combined in vitro. The treatment comprises observing and stimulating a woman's ovulatory process, taking an ovum from their ovaries and letting sperm to fertilize them in a laboratory culture medium. Also, another technique that can be used for IVF is the OVR, or known as the transvaginal ovum retrieval, where the small needle will be inserted through the back of vagina with the help of ultrasonography into the ovarian follicles. As for the artificial insemination, is the placement of sperm into a female cervix uteri through procedures other than sexual intercourse. This treatment also comprises a few techniques, which are sperm donation, assisted reproductive technology (ART), intracervical insemination (ICI), and intrauterine insemination (IUI). On the other hand, surrogacy is a method of medically assisted reproduction, or known as MAP, in which a woman donates her uterus to carry out a child for a third party. All these three types of treatment is for those who are unable to get pregnant in a normal way, or who have suppressed their reproductive years, or for those who have a fertility issue.
Next is current trends in fertility tourism. Number 1 is fertility test for young women. Routine fertility testing has become more common in countries like the United States among younger women in their 20s and early 30s who may not have any immediate concerns to start a family. It is a snapshot of the current fertility status, and it is important to obtain the information which can help them decide when to start a family or whether to consider egg freezing for later. This new trend for early fertility test is highly recommended for young women so they can take control and ensure they have sufficient information to take the next big step for their future. Number 2 is a low-cost treatment. The cost of infertility treatment is another trend in fertility tourism because most patients would rather seek a low-cost treatment. Therefore, numerous couples prefer destinations that serve affordable treatment and have an effective success rate reported. For instance, Turkey is reported to be one of the popular destinations for an IVF treatment, with the average cost being significantly cheaper as compared to the United States. Countries like Norway, Sweden, and Spain also offer lower fees. Meanwhile, the average cost of treatment per couple in most common destinations like the United Kingdom, Australia, and Germany cost over $4,000. Last but not least, Greece is also considered as a popular destination for international patients because it is a relatively inexpensive destination in comparison to other developed countries. The last one is excellent quality of medical care. On that note, many patients opt to receive treatment from Australia and Turkey, as it specializes in assisted reproductive technology that provides a high quality of clinical service in IVF treatment in the form of clinical care, counseling, and support system. In addition, IVF clinics in Japan, India, the United States, Italy, Spain, Korea, Germany, and China shows a significant number of patients getting the treatment there. Besides, countries such as Cyprus and Greece were also recognized for the specialized provision of art techniques and well-trained personnel. Therefore, the high quality of facilities in the clinics has proven to constantly enrich patients' knowledge who wish to undergo this particular treatment.
Hello and good day, I be Dr. Adilah. I am Zaliha Leila Ashikin and I am going to present the customer segmentation of fertility tourism tourists. Briefly, there are three segmentations that can be defined from the tourist, which are demographic, geographic, and also psychographic segmentation. First and foremost, the demographic segmentation among the target audience is first-time mothers of increasing age. This is because women nowadays are more focused on securing their career instead of focusing on starting a family. Besides late marriages and the improvement of contraceptive products. Besides that, couples with infertility problems will opt for an IVF treatment to help them to have a biological child from their own cells. Also, artificial insemination and surrogacy are also two famous options for a single parent or the LGBT community. For example, a single mother or homosexual woman without a male partner but have a desire to be pregnant will opt for IVF or artificial insemination. Not less than that, homosexual male couples always opt for the surrogacy approach in getting a child. It is a famous practice among non-Muslims because the carrier is being paid besides getting several benefits such as medical costs, legal services, maternity clothes, and other expenses. When it comes to geographic segmentation, most of the target audience of fertility tourism comes from the cities, urban or suburban areas, as well as developing and developed countries. This is because the citizens of these areas or countries are usually more educated and enlightened about the existence and advantages of fertility treatments compared to the citizens from rural area or underdeveloped countries. Last but not least, the segmentation that can be determined is the psychographic segmentation. The psychographic element that can be identified from the fertility tourists is that they are high spenders. Most parents and couples are willing to pay more than the given cost because they would do everything to have a child, including paying more for the treatment to work out. Besides that, another psychographic element that can be determined from the audience of fertility services is the element of belief. For example, in Islam, IVF and artificial insemination are allowed only between married couples. However, those approaches between a male and a woman who are not married are forbidden. This prohibition in Islam also applies to surrogation, where a Muslim woman is prohibited from carrying another person's child. Besides that, other religions, such as the Catholics, believe that IVF is an immoral act.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Yunana binti Mustafa. Next, I will present about the challenges and issues in fertility tourism. The first challenges and issues in fertility tourism is treatment of fertility is often not prioritized in national population. The diagnosis and treatment of infertility is often not a priority in national population and development policies, as well as reproductive health strategies
and it is also rarely covered through public health financing. Moreover, the lack of the necessary equipment and infrastructure and the high cost of treatment medicines are major barriers and issues even for countries that are actively addressing the needs of people with infertility. Although assisted reproductive technology have been available for more than 3 decades, these technologies are still largely not available, inaccessible, and unaffordable in many parts of the world. The second challenges and issues in fertility tourism is the lack of medical staff. Among 150 gynecologists, only 20% are trained for infertility treatment. The lack of gynecologists makes it difficult for patients to undergo treatment. Therefore, patients had to travel long distance to meet with fertility specialists. This makes it difficult for patients to get treatment easily, and it takes a long time to get to the place of treatment. Due to this lack of staff, many people provide inadequate care, especially traditional medicine practitioners and nurses. Next is scarcity of fertility centers. Apart from the lack of female physicians, the lack of fertility centers is also a challenge and issue to fertility tourism. Many gynecologists can treat infertile couples in the most basic situations, but they cannot care for them globally due to a lack of fertility centers. Endoscopic surgical technique and in vitro fertilization are also not widely available, and specialized centers are extremely rare. So, this is not enough to float every human population in this world that needs that fertility treatment. And last but not least, no social security in the healthcare system is also an issue in fertility tourism. In this fertility sector, every treatment center does not provide social security in the healthcare system, and there are many insurance companies, all privately owned, that do not support infertility care centers. Therefore, the couple must have to cover the full expenses on their own. This becomes a major barrier for every couple to access quality of treatment. Many couples will not able to undergo in vitro fertilization because the cost of each treatment is too high. To overcome this situation, many couples use their monthly savings contribution to get the treatment.
Based on what we discussed in the challenges and issues, we would like to recommend a few solutions that can cope with these situations. First and foremost, authorities or government must make significant investment to address these concerns. This is an important subject for researchers because it will have implications to families. It is related to these fields such as fertility trends and reproductive health. Moreover, the Malaysian Healthcare Tourism Council can provide or gather more funds for relatable organizations to do more research and discoveries, as well as establish a fertility center with proper and adequate facilities with current technologies that may help with new findings or other alternatives. Fertility field show it is a profitable investment for hospital industry, as stated by the Malaysian Healthcare Tourism Council. In 2016, the hospital industry increased by 25%, bringing in an estimated 1.15 billion ringgit in revenue. Therefore, they may invite more researchers or experts that can share their knowledge here in Malaysia and hold more conferences, as well as the campaigns in attracting more travelers to choose Malaysia as a top destination for fertility tourism. Not only that, the Ministry of Education may encourage and introduce these related subjects in education system and to more students to learn into this field as an initial step to create more graduates. As a result, more graduates will be involved in these careers and eliminate the shortage in this market, either be a researcher or staff, specialist doctor, and so on. Other than that, the cost will turn into affordable since it is widely acknowledged and with ongoing research as well as finding all over the world.
Last but not least, the insurance provider may introduce new policies either in travel insurance or medical insurance that cover fertility, travel or treatment. Having this form of insurance allows individuals to maintain a comfortable lifestyle while minimizing their worries. The sooner they start, the better, as an early coverage will provide them with peace of mind at the lowest. They can choose the amount of coverage and premium that best meets their requirements and budgets. They will be able to adjust it as their needs change over time.
As per the conclusion, fertility tourism is not only focused on the IVF treatment, but it also comprises artificial insemination and surrogacy. Each of these methods have different techniques and the effectiveness of it depends on that person. Thus, we can see that the fertility test and excellent quality of medical care contributing to the increasing demand for fertility tourism. Most of these treatment located in developing countries such as United Kingdom, Germany and Turkey. Of course, they are facing some challenges in this industry such as lack of medical staff, financing and funding issue, and lack of fertility centers. But with the help of government and authorities, this problem can be solved. Even though fertility tourism is quite uncommon to others, surely it is beneficial for those who seek this treatment for their future life and generations. In fact, these treatments could help people who cannot have a natural pregnancy journey. That's all from us. Thank you.